like you said, she's more famous at this point and probably makes more money at this point than Safaree. We have to stop assuming the worst and start assuming the best. I think in certain situations,
And
because
I agree.
this is
I
not
agree.
helping. This is not helping our community whatsoever.
And once you get over 200,000 gross income per year, it goes to 4,300. It doesn't go up anymore, no matter how much you put in.
So, in a viral clip from the show Love and Hip Hop, Erica Mena is seen acting ecstatic upon hearing the news that her divorce with Safaree Samuels is finalized. Um, Continuing on in the same clip, in the same call, she goes from ecstatic to crying hysterically. I wouldn't say hysterically, but she begins to cry when she hears the news about how much money, or in her mind, how less money she's getting for child support. So, Sticks, what's your thoughts on this clip and the swing of emotions for Erica when she hears about the news about the amount of money for child support?
So I agree with Erica in a sense that she was hella happy that the divorce was final, because she filed for
Mhm.
divorce a year and a half ago, and she's been waiting for this to die down for to finally dissolve for a year and a half. And
Mhm.
I can understand, because I don't watch the show. You know, of course, I'm on social media and I see some clips that, you know, some of the young ladies that I do follow do post that do watch the show. And from what I do know, for a couple of seasons, Safaree was an asshole.
Mhm.
Like, you know, bringing his new woman to different events in the show, and, you know, really like being rude to Erica. And
Mhm.
not to say that, you know, Erica is beyond accountability for some of the things too. You know, there were some things that she did that probably pushed Safaree to the edge of what he was doing, but most of the accountability is on Safaree because he was being a dick. But
Mhm.
um, with that being said, she has all right to be super happy to not be, you know, legally obligated to be with this man anymore.
Right.
Now, as far as the child support situation,
Mhm.
now in the state of Georgia, where they did the divorce and where they live, where they legally live in the state of Georgia, the maximum amount that anybody is obligated to give is $4,300.
Oh, I did not know
Because
that.
so I went in when I was doing my research on this. I went in and looked up a child support calculator for the state of Georgia.
Mhm.
And once you get over 200,000 gross income per year, it goes to 4,300. It doesn't go up anymore, no matter how much you put in. I went to 300,000, 500,000, 1 million, 1.5. It stayed at $4,300.
So would that just be for that calculator though? Because I'm sure it's plenty of individuals that live in the state of Georgia that pay over $4,300 a month in child support.
So, and I actually looked into it a little bit more, and I got a document, a public document off of their court website, and
Mhm.
it also said that the max amount. It had a PDF document, a court document,
Yeah,
that said the max amount that is legally obligated to be paid by anybody on child support in the state of Georgia is 4,305.
man. You know how many people in other states was like, "Damn, we need Georgia's law to
I
make a lot of
promise you.
money."
Listen, bro,
50 Cent will love that law.
because New York crazy, but it's like, bro. So I was looking at it like, okay, so I understand that you guys are both public figures, and Erica Mena a little bit more of a figure than Safaree is.
Mhm.
Well, now that Safaree not with Nicki Minaj anymore, but
Mhm.
because when he was with Nicki Minaj, he was a little bit bigger than Erica, but now she's a little bit bigger than him. But I understand the outrage, because she's going to be quote unquote a single mom now. I don't know how their co-parenting situation is, but she's going to be quote unquote
Mhm.
a single mom now. And for her to me, $4,300 is still, I wouldn't say a lot given who they are, but in the state of Georgia, $4,300 a month is good enough money to take care of the two kids that they have, I feel like.
Mhm.
But for on the flip side of that, I can understand her being outraged because he makes well more than what that monthly should say.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So he should, within his own right, I think, take this 4,300 and of course give that a monthly because he is legally obligated to do so. But if he loves his kids, which is what I would probably do, you should probably do a little bit more, especially if y'all have a really good co-parenting situation going on. But that's just
I'm
me. What you
shocked
think?
at you.
What
I'm
you think?
honestly shocked that you said
What you
that.
think? What you think?
I thought you would have went a whole nother route.
No. Because, but I'm gonna listen to what you got to say first,
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah,
gonna react.
yeah,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah. So this is my thing. I feel like when people get into these types of situations, these types of statuses, they
Mm-hmm.
lose sight of reality.
For sure.
And I say that because, and again, I'm gonna start with what you said to start out your segment.
Mm-hmm.
Your take is
Mm-hmm.
I agree. She should have her reaction to their divorce well warranted.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, her reaction to what she is getting for child support was not warranted. And the reason I feel that way is because the Brookings Institution did a study on how much it costs to raise a child from birth to 18.
Mm-hmm.
It's $310,065 $310,605 for the entirety of that childhood,
Mm-hmm.
right? So she's getting $4,600 for two kids. So you divide that up 2,300 a month.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be 47,000. I think I forgot the math on it.
I'm about to see.
Yeah, it's well, obviously it's above. It's going to be above the average, right? The total for all 18 years, one of them's already two, the other is a newborn. The total is going to be 400,000 and some change. So it's above the norm of what is required to raise those kids. Now, we got to include status, right? Okay, yeah, status. But like you said, she's more famous at this point and probably makes more money at this point than Safaree.
Mm-hmm.
So the for her to act the way she's acting as if the kids aren't going to be taken care of
Mm-hmm.
is beyond me. I don't like that this is always the narrative that is painted in our community is the dad is not taking care of the kids because
Agreed.
he's only given X amount of money when, like you said, $4,600 for two kids is more than okay. We split it up. $2,300 a month for two for a child is more than enough. You have individuals in this country that would kill for $2,300 a month.
50 Cent.
You know, no, I'm saying
But I know what you mean. I know
yeah,
what you're
yeah.
saying. I know
No,
what you're saying.
I'm saying the communities that are impoverished, they would kill for $2,300 a month.
For sure. Oh, that's
But
okay. That's true. I got you.
yeah, but you crying because after you got divorced, you find out how much your kids have. Like I don't know their situation. He could very much be an asshole too, but
Mm-hmm.
like he's not taking care of his kids with $2,300 for each of them, and I'll probably get roasted for that take. But and I'm married, and I hope I never go through divorce.
Mm-hmm.
And but
I pray that you don't either, brother.
I can't get with you being upset because you're only getting $2,300 for a child per month.
Right. And I agree with you in that sense that because I just did the math that $4,300 a month for 18 years is going to be almost $1 million. What
Well,
nine
but you got
930,000. And then I divided
yeah,
it by two,
yeah,
which is 464,000
exactly.
per kid. So that's well over the amount that it cost to raise a child from 0 to 18. Well over the
Right.
amount. Right. So, but you also have to take into account that, and I have a really good co-parenting relationship with me with Sam's mom. Really good
Mm-hmm.
Me and her are best friends. Love her to death.
Yep.
Love her like a sister, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I get
Sorry, I didn't mean to
no,
laugh
you
there.
good. You good. You good. You good. Right?
You shouldn't have said that though.
Why? What you mean? This my homie. This my dog. What you mean? That's my sister. What you mean? Like, what you mean?
No,
I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
she just we have a really good friendship, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I messed that
So
up.
now you're good. Now you're good. You're good. We can keep that in there too.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
but any I give my amount that I'm supposed to give, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every single month. But outside of that I need to give, there's also other things that are not included within that child support that I also bear funds for. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So over time, these kids are going to grow up. They're going to want to play sports. They're going to want to do different things within their lives. That money is not going to be allocated within that child support. So just like with Sam, right? I give my money, but she plays volleyball, right? So I take her shopping outside of my child support to get her
Mm-hmm.
her volleyball shoes, her volleyball gear, paying for her. Me and her mom about to split the cost for her club fees to be able to keep playing volleyball year round.
Mm-hmm.
So those things are not allocated within that $4,300 a month. So
Mm-hmm.
if they have that kind of co-parenting relationship, which the way they reacted on the show, they ain't gonna have that. But if
Right.
they do come to an agreement to be great co-parents, then there's going to be some funds and some things he's going to have to pay for that's not allocated within that monthly that he's legally obligated to give. So that's what
Right.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that $4,300 ain't enough, but with the relationship that he has with his kids, he should be more than willing to do outside of what he's obligated to pay.
And
That's
so
what I'm saying.
I'm not defending Safari. I don't know
I'm not
Safari,
either. I'm not either.
and don't take this the wrong way. I don't care too much for Safari just because I don't really know what he does, to be honest with you. So
Mm-hmm.
my opinion on him is not based on the person. So he could be very much an asshole, and what I'm saying right now is like not gonna stick because it doesn't vet well with him.
Mm-hmm.
But as in the situation, are we saying or are we going to assume that he's not going to do those things? Is that
I'm
this?
not
I mean, I know that's a stereotype, right? That
right.
you have the dad that don't do anything for his kids. He does the bare
Mm-hmm.
minimum, but we have to get away from that narrative and
Mm-hmm.
stop assuming that just because he's obligated to pay a certain amount for whatever the court made him pay, that he's not going to go be above and
Above and
beyond
beyond.
what the minimum is to provide for his children. Like you said, he's required. He can go no higher than 4,300. What? See, now I think about it though, is it per child? Is it 43? Just 4,300? Or is it 4,300 per
It
child?
was it was a, it was a little bit over a week since I did this research, and I think it was so. Whenever I did the calculator, you put in the both spouses' income.
Mm-hmm.
So I put them equal, like a
Mm-hmm.
million per year, right? Gross income, right? And then
Yeah.
and it asks you for a percentage of time that each parent has with the child.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so I put 50% equal, right?
Right. Right.
And then I can't remember 100% if it had amount of kids, but
Mm-hmm.
it didn't matter how much I put for that gross income.
Yeah.
It didn't matter how much I put for that gross income. It never went above 4305.
Okay.
Never went above
Well,
that.
Well, I stopped because I'm saying, well, if he's paying 4,300 a month for both kids, it sounded like what you were saying was for one child. But anyway,
Okay. Either, yeah, right, right, right,
back to what I was saying.
right.
Um, so yeah, that's just what he was required to do by the state of Georgia. That's
Mm-hmm.
not to say he's not going to go above and beyond, and we have to stop falling into the trap of, oh, he's not going to do this, he's not going to do that. If
Mm-hmm.
he does, yeah, he's a piece of shit. But we have to stop assuming the worst and start assuming the best. I think in certain situations,
And
because
I agree. I agree.
This is not helping our community whatsoever. And that's another question I was going to ask you, but I'm gonna let you go ahead.
Nah, but and what I want to go back to is I'm not saying that he won't do it. I'm just saying that's my expectation
Right?
for him as a
Yeah.
black
Yeah.
man, as two black men, me and you black men, him being a black
Mm-hmm.
man. I expect him to go above and beyond
Mm-hmm.
because I want him to not be that statistic of the people that most women or most of our community talk about is
Right.
being a deadbeat dad. I don't want him to be that statistic. So my expectation is for him to go above and beyond.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's going to come if him and Erica are able to have a amicable co-parenting relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't, then he still has that obligation to those children. So he still needs to go above and beyond, regardless of how him and
Yep.
Erica are. He still needs to go above and beyond. And he is expected from at least me and from at least part of my wisdom to
Mm-hmm.
go above and beyond for those children, because that's, those me for myself, Sam is my world, bro. So like, is anything that she needs, anything that I can realistically do for her, I'm going to do regardless.
Right.
So that's my
Right.
expectation. I didn't say that he wasn't going to do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you took it that way anyway. But I'm
Yeah.
not saying that he's not going to go above and beyond. I just expect him to do that.
No, I was just saying, in general, as a public, the stereotype when these situations come up is, oh, he ain't gonna do it. Probably won't even pay his child support. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And we got to get out of that.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Right. We
Because
do.
it's not
We do.
helping our community.
Right. And it's crazy because from the research that I did is that Erica had mentioned that she watched Safaree, quote unquote, cry in court to the judge, and it believes that since he makes more money than she does, he shouldn't have to pay child support.
Since she makes more money than he does,
that so he said to the judge that he makes less money than her, and he doesn't want or shouldn't have to or doesn't want to pay child support. But even in the sense of that, it was also reports, and there's also a report in the court that he is also, without trying to pay child support, he's also trying to get the judge to split custody with the kids. But why would the judge do that if you're not even trying to pay child support? So that don't make no sense. But it's just it's just one of those. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I wasn't about to say anything. I don't have any experience in child support. Again, I don't want any experience in child support, but if I do get into that situation, I would pray that it is not as publicized as this. I just feel like these situations are always, especially with celebrities, is always publicized, and it always brings out the worst in both parties because they have to save face, right? So it's just not fair. And the ones that are ultimately getting hurt, your image as a man or your image as a woman being involved in this may be hurt for a split second, but in the long haul, it's the kids that are going to be hurt because they no longer have both their parents in the household.
100%, man. I think within this too, that no matter like the status or the lifestyle that you have, how they look, anything of that nature, like Erica is a beautiful woman, Safaree is a handsome young man, whatever. But you should always take more time to vet who you decide to take a chance with life with, because you always take consideration of who you lay down with. But I know sometimes you can't help who you fall in love with, but at least figure out who this person is before you decide to sign that marriage contract, and most importantly, before you decide to have kids with them. You need to vet these people out, men and women alike. You need to vet these men out, and say, hey, is this somebody who I will want to spend the rest of my life with and bring children into this environment? Because that's the most important thing, man. The kids are the most important thing, man. Us as adults, we've been through life experience. We've had our ups and downs. We've been in relationships, in and out of relationships. We can bounce back a little bit faster. These kids who are young and impressionable, and you're able to mold them. We need to make sure that we, as people, vet who we spend life with, so that way we can have that positive and enriching environment for these children.
Yep. Because I mean, like you said, they are important because they are our future. And some of them will be going to be future leaders of our country, and we don't want them to be broken or damaged in any regard, because that affects how we are being led into the future, and it's ultimately the overall morale of our country too. So y'all let us know what you think about that, about child support, about the Erica Mena Safaree situation down in the comments.
Also, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel as well.
What are your thoughts on B. Simone's comment, and how often should you shower?
Is that a question?
That's a question. I'm asking you the question. How do you feel about her comments, and how often should you shower?
At least hit the hot spots. Boom, 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 bow, bow, and we out of there, right?
After you wash your ass, you go to your face.
My fault.
Wow.
I use a facial scrub, so nah, I don't use my rag on my face.